Hello there. It's been a while since I've done a video like this. The last time was right when we finished our Star Wars Beginner's Guide series in February 2023. This again is going to be a conversation from me to you, and so I look forward to reading your comments below, or if you're watching this during the live premiere, I will be in the chat reading what you have to say. Before we begin though, I just want to thank everybody who watches, leaves kind comments, shares videos with your players and friends, and has supported the channel. Whether you joined in on this journey when the channel started a little over 2 years ago or only recently, you all are the reason I am able to do this, and we would not be nearing 5,000 subscribers without you. This year in a lot of ways has been really disappointing for me in regards to the amount of content that I've been able to get out. The huge reason for this was in March we started the process for buying a house, which led to the most stressful and busy months of my life. On top of this, I work a job full-time. I work on this YouTube channel part-time. I have another part-time job where I give guitar lessons along with a wife and toddler who I need to spend time with. And on top of this, we're expecting a second baby in the next 3 weeks. Picking back up these plates after having to drop them with the house process was really tough to get back into, but I can assure you that I am back on the horse and I want to continue creating amazing Star Wars RPG content. The channel will be changing soon in a couple ways, but also some things will remain the same, so let's dive into some of those details. As you've maybe seen in community posts or heard me mention in other videos, in January we are finally starting our channel campaign for Star Wars RPG. Our first campaign, which is for 2025, is going to be using Edge of the Empire, and it is called Dark Underworld. A channel campaign has been something that I've wanted to be a main part of the channel since its inception. You can look back at Instagram posts before the YouTube channel even launched, and you'll see that I was trying to get a campaign going for the channel launch. However, I soon realized that my old internet at my in-laws' house was not capable of even a stable video call, and so that had to go on hold. Now, I think everything worked out for a reason though, and because of waiting, we are now able to try and make the channel campaign even better than what it was going to be initially. There is a lot that goes into this, especially since I want to do it right with a focus on great storytelling and high production quality never before seen for Star Wars RPG actual plays. The planning and logistics for the campaign though have been on my mind 24/7 for the past month and a half or two. And if you don't believe me, just ask my wife. I am one guy, and on top of everything else, I'm trying to figure out the story, the equipment and setup, technical details, funding, distribution, player characters, art, music, formatting, and more. It's quite a lot, and I first want to apologize if it seems like recently I've been very much pushing money way too hard. It is currently the #1 most stressful thing with logistics at the moment, and it's kind of the biggest unknown, which is why I'm constantly trying to problem solve a solution. And that's just kind of how my brain works sometimes, is if there's a problem that I'm trying to get through, I will hammer down to try to find a solution somewhere. But I have managed to get the costs to start to about half of what they initially were a year ago, but it's still a couple thousand for all the equipment and stuff, like the costs to be able to distribute the podcast to all the main platforms every week. And at this point, I've kind of already committed to the campaign starting in 2025. However, any support or help that I get from you guys during some of the events or Patreon or whatever, it's pretty much going to be just saving my credit card. But with all this in mind, I really do want to thank the Patreon supporters and the Boost Die Club members. You guys do not know how much your support really means to me, and I strive to make your contributions worth it. I'm doing a ton of work to try to find sponsorships and big plan events like the upcoming birthday live stream in order to get this just done and cover the bare necessities. So let's just go ahead and move on to the next section. In my mind, this is kind of how I envision the channel looking starting next year. So we're going to have weekly live broadcasts every Tuesday evening Eastern time for our campaign, followed shortly by a podcast format on Spotify, Apple, and other main platforms. The best moments and clips from the campaign episodes will be turned into shorts and TikToks and Reels and whatnot. On top of the campaign though, the channel will still be uploading probably 1 to 2 videos a month that are more in line with what we've been uploading for the past 2 years. I posted to Reddit a few weeks ago though about the channel campaign, asking what people wanted to see with it. And we got a vast majority of people saying that they wanted it to be edited. And while that's not initially what I had in mind, I listened, and now the channel campaign will be edited to cut out the dead air, the rules lookups, and whatnot, just to make it a smoother and more enjoyable experience for viewers. However, I really want to have some sort of live element to it, so we're going to start each campaign with 30-minute live pre-show with myself and the other cast members. If you are interested though in watching the unedited cuts, that will be posted to Patreon for the Masters and Council member tiers. Again, this kind of stuff is just so that we can continue paying like the monthly costs associated with maintaining uploads on podcasts and distribution and all that fun stuff. The last 2 videos we've uploaded have been Genesis related, and while I am going to be working on completing this Genesis beginner's guide sooner than later, the main focus of this channel is still and always will be Star Wars RPG, with some sprinkles of Genesis here and there. You can expect some new Star Wars RPG videos though coming soon, and after I complete the Genesis beginner's guide series, I'm going to probably start working on remastering the Star Wars beginners series, just because there's a couple mistakes in there that I want to fix for any new players coming into the game, as well as make some of the visuals a little bit easier to follow and understand. I still want this channel to be the best place to go for Star Wars RPG content, with the best and most helpful videos and content available to consume. I want you to know that I read every single comment, and to those of you who are constantly encouraging me, thank you. It really means a lot. I love to see that you guys are enjoying the content. Thank you for the patience over the middle half of this year where we were figuring out house stuff. I really am excited for what comes next for the channel. If you're watching this on the premiere or within the first few days of it releasing, we do have a massive up to 30-hour live stream coming up next week, September 24th, 2024. It's gonna be a really fun time. Part of it is to fundraise for the campaign, but the other part of it is just to have a really good time, celebrate, and hang out with the community. I hope to see you there. If not, I'll see you in the next video or in the channel campaign coming in January. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching the channel. I look forward to where we're going to go next. But until then, and as always, may the Force be with you.